Hey there, first semester students. Did you score at least a 3.0 on your GPA in high school? If so, this first semester placement guide is for you. So the steps for enrolling in your first semester classes are pretty simple. We're going to start by enrolling in SDV 100. SDV 100 is required for first semester students, and you will not be able to enroll in any other classes until you have added SDV. SIS, the system we use to enroll, will actually prevent you and block you from enrolling unless you've added SDV. SDV 100 is the general course. It's suitable for all of our programs. SDV 101 is a major specific course offered for some programs. When you're searching for SDV 101, make sure you're checking the topic of each individual SDV 101 section so that you can make sure you're choosing one specific to your program. If you don't see one specific to your program, that's okay. You can just use the general SDV 100 course. Not all programs offer SDV 101, so if you don't see it, it's not a big deal. Just go ahead and take SDV 100. The next thing we're going to do is view your English and math placement. If you completed the direct enrollment survey and you saved that placement information, that's great. You can use that. If not, we can view it here on SIS under our advisement report. If you need to know how to get to your advisement report, I'll have a link to an advisement report video at the end of the session. So we're going to click on our advisement report. We're going to view it as a PDF so we can see all of the information. On that PDF, you're going to scroll all the way down until you see the student groups section like this. And then you will see a lot of different groups listed, but there are two specific ones we're looking for. The first one is XDG9, which is your math placement. If it says XDG9, that means you qualify for Math 154, Math 155, Math 161, and Math 167. If you see the next group, which is XE11, placed in English 111, that means you qualify to take English 111 as a standalone class. Please note that the system will go ahead and place you in the lower level classes as well, just to give you those options. But as long as it says XDG9 and XE11, then that means you have placed at those college level courses. The next thing we're going to do is look at your specific program requirements. On the catalog page, you will see the programs of study listed here. And we're going to click on that and you're going to pull up the program you wanted. You can scan this QR code here to take you directly to the catalog so that you can look at your specific program of study. Once you click on your program of study, it's going to list the semester by semester courses. If you have placed in college level English and college level math, like we talked about a moment ago, then you are good to go ahead and start taking those classes listed on your first semester. So here you'll see in your first semester, you're to take English 111 and you're to take Math 161. This student qualified for both when we checked their placement results, so they're good to go ahead and take those classes as well as the other classes listed under the first semester. When we talk about English 111, that's your first college composition course, but then after that, in the following semester, you're likely going to take English 112, and then many students will end up taking a literature course as well. If you pass the AP or IB English tests, make sure you contact advising because this may mean that your chart and your path starts a little bit lower. Maybe you start with English 112 and then move down from there. So you may not need English 111. When you are registering for English 111, make sure you're choosing a section of English 111 that is not paired with EDE 11. EDE 11 is a support class that goes alongside some sections of English 111 to provide students extra support. However, if you've placed in the standalone English 111 class, you do not need EDE 11. So here's an example of one section that is good for English 111 as a standalone course and another section that is paired with EDE 11. So this first section we see here in the requisites, it does not say that it is paired with EDE 11, so that would be a great course for you to take. Whereas over here, we see it says co-requisite students enrolling in this section must also enroll in the matching section of EDE 11. So you will get blocked from registering if you're trying to register for an EDE 11 section, paired section, when you don't need that class. Now let's talk a little bit about math. Different programs do require different math courses and math paths. So if your program requires math 154 and then math 245, you'll take math 154 first, followed by math 245. If your program eventually requires math 261, which is applied calculus, which is like our business program and IT program, then you're going to start with math 161 and then move into math 261. If your program requires Calculus 1, there are two different options which you would have access to. First one would be to take Math 161, followed by Math 162, and then on to Math 263. That's a great option if you've never taken pre-calculus before. So if you didn't take pre-calculus in high school, that would be the option I recommend. If you did take pre-calculus in high school, you can take Math 167, which is a combination course of pre-calculus, and then move directly into Math 263. Math is very much dependent on your major, so check that on your program of study again, just to double check and make sure you're starting with the correct course. Just like English, certain sections of Math 154 and certain sections of Math 161 are paired with a support class. This one's called MDE. So make sure, again, just like on the English, you're checking to see if those classes are co-enrollment classes. You want a standalone course. So now that you know which English and SDV and math classes you should take, you can go ahead and add those to your schedule. And then you can go back to that programs of study page and continue adding more courses to your schedule. If you would like to be a full-time student, you need at least 12 credits to be full-time. So look at that program of study page and look at your requirements for that first semester and go ahead and continue selecting the courses there. Once you've enrolled in your courses for your first semester, feel free to log in and double check with us in the virtual lobby so that you can talk to an advisor and we can just make sure that you're all set and enrolled in the right courses. So what are some common problems we see as to why you can't enroll? Number one, SDV is the biggest one. You have to make sure that's on your schedule first. Number two, make sure any holds are removed so that you know for sure I'm ready to register. And number three, double check the class information at SIS. Make sure there are no co-enrollments listed with that section of the course. Lastly, I have some helpful videos. You can scan the QR codes here to pull those up. The first one is how to enroll in classes. So it walks you through how to enroll in classes on SIS. The second video is how to check your holds and look at that information. And then the third video is how to view that and pull up that advisement report so that you can see that English and math placement. Again, I hope this information has been helpful. Please go ahead and give it a try to enroll in your courses. And if you have any problems, always come talk to us in advising, but I'm sure you guys will be able to do it just fine. Have a great day.